What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Other Side of the Firewall, where we talk about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? And Levon was unable to make it this episode, but he'll be back. He'll be back next week. So please continue to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit us up if you have questions. We have 4 episodes a week. A 5th episode will be Ask a CSP. So in order, it goes Monday and Tuesday are our topics. Wednesday is our discussion, which is this episode. And then Thursday is Ask a CSP, which this week should be a little bit different. I should have a guest on this week. And then Friday, everything else, right? We talk about everything but cyber, but some cyber leaks in there sometimes, but movies, music, the culture, all that good stuff goes into to Friday's episode. But without further ado, I'll get into the topic of this week. So this one comes from Security, the website Security, and it is based upon some research that ISC Square published back in October. So I'm just now getting to it, but it talks about diversity and inclusion. So DEI is what they're going for. And it talks about just the unique challenges companies are having with diversity and inclusion. And some of it kind of surprised me a little bit when it came to just their approach, which I appreciate. So as opposed to having caps, like we need this many women, we need this many people of color, things of that nature, they're going for, we want diverse mindsets, which will draw from those different communities. So I kind of do like that as a better approach as opposed to having hard caps. But something they said that was unique for me, it was like the most effective way to build awareness of the need for DEI is to help convey the real experiences of diverse professionals to all of their peers. Instead of focusing on statistics and demographics, we listen to the concerns raised and challenges faced by these individuals and are doing our best to amplify their voices. So I see that approach a lot more, like when it came to
The Twitter
the Twitter accounts when they pass the mic. So it's no longer headhunting on caps. I realize that still happens, and I do still appreciate that. Like I believe if for whatever reason your culture and your company is all white males, perhaps you should start to look for diverse minds. But I think this approach brings it to their peers. Like it makes them understand, like you don't have this concept or this mindset because you are within your own culture, silo, or whatever you want to call it. And you need these diverse thoughts for your company to thrive. It just makes everything better, in my opinion. And the companies are starting to see that as well. Just because like 2020 has showed us that if you are not on your P's and Q's, you would get slapped in the face real quick. And it's not a witch hunt. It's more like, how did you not see this? Like this ad you made or this product you pushed is not only offensive or it detracts from a culture or something like that, but it wasn't as good as it could have been had you had a more diverse and inclusive culture within your company. So, but what are your thoughts, Shannon?
So it was very interesting, man. It was 9 different countries that they did this with, right? But when you look at the countries, something I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of. I realize South Africa is in Africa, right? But that population that they conducted this with was probably majority white, right? Like we realize what's going on in South Africa, and the people that are in power there. But I would have liked to have seen a country that had a little bit more color to try to see like what the contrast really is, right? I realized they were trying to show the point that they need more diversity, so they were, kind of going to places that probably they thought didn't really have it and what could be done. But I would have liked to have seen it and seen how it was there, right? Like it's just like with I always say not to get into the political side of it, right? But it's like apartheid in South Africa, right? The majority of the population was not white, but that was the ruling class. You know what I mean? Like I get that, I understand that, but I want to see different, right? Like maybe that's just me. 9 countries, good start. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more. Something that they did say in here, and it wasn't diversity of race, but it was diversity of sex, and it was talking about women. Um, and one of these respondents was quoted. I'm trying to find this. Here it is. Women are often set up to a higher bar, said one respondent. They get evaluated based on their proven experience, whereas guys get selected based on their potential. And until I read that, it wasn't something that I actually really thought about. And then as I started to think about it, I was like, man, I could see that. You know what I mean? Where it's like, eh, this person has the potential to do this, that, and the third. And it's like, well, how do you really know that? Why does this group have to be proven, and this group you think has potential? Like, what's what's the what's the underlying reason behind that, right? Like, is it, an upbringing thing? Is it an environment thing? How have we come to that point? Um, but yeah, this was a good thing. I'm not against it, but I would have liked to have seen it more expansive. But you got to start somewhere, right? You got to start somewhere. So it's not one of those. Oh, I wish they would have. I don't want to sit here and say I wish they would have done more, and I don't like what they did, because again, like I said, you got to start somewhere. But I would have liked to have seen more than the 9 countries, and countries that maybe actually had some of more of those minorities, so they could have talked to, hey, this is what I've experienced. Because if you go to a country that um maybe has more black people or Latino people, and you interview these people that maybe don't have as much of that ground in the IT world, in the cybersecurity world, like if it was mostly white in a Latin country, I'd love to see more what their experiences were. But like when you have US, Canada, South Africa, what was it, like Croatia? Let me look again. I got to find these countries:
Mhm.
Singapore, Germany, Serbia, Croatia. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think you kind of know some of the stuff you're gonna see here, but like there were a few surprises in here that I was like, oh, okay, that's
Right.
interesting. But
Yeah.
that's my thought.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Yeah, like you said, they have to start somewhere. I thought one of the other interesting comments was like, so they, when they were doing their survey, somebody stated, we see a lot of diverse professionals in entry level positions, but they don't stay long enough to advance to higher positions. Exit surveys report they leave because the culture doesn't support them. They feel lost, and I think that resonates. The I guess hardest for me. I can't use words today, but because like, hey, we are pulling people in, but our culture, because typically, it sometimes it boils down to tribalism, right? So you see people who look like you, and those are the people that you want to mentor and you want to pull up from the entry level positions. And then all of a sudden, your company goes from like at the base of the pyramid being very diverse to, as you progress up the pyramid, everybody looks the same. So I think that does definitely spotlight a problem in just unconscious bias, and sometimes it's just bias.
You,
Um,
you're right. And like there was a I don't want to call it a study, but there was an experiment done about that. And it wasn't necessarily in cybersecurity, but it kind of showed how like people clicked up together,
yeah,
when it came time to eating lunch or going out and doing certain things, right? Like you could bring everybody in as one group, right? But everybody went to the people that looked familiar, or they thought they would
right.
have more in common. There wasn't a lot of go to different groups to try to experience those different things. They wanted to be comfortable. You know what I mean?
Right, because you have shared experiences, just within just features and pigment, right? You're like, oh, that's this person I can relate to, even though maybe you can't. But again, then now you have that pyramid slowly going up, and then everybody looks the same as you move up. So I thought it was an interesting read. I'd like to see more of this. Hopefully that was back in October, so hopefully some more of this pops up during the holidays we can talk about. But it's definitely interesting discussion. But with that being said, I'll go ahead and land this plane. Please like, share, subscribe. And if you do nothing else, hit that share button on LinkedIn or whatever your social media is to push us out to your friends to see if they like it as well. But hit up the website, www.theothersideofthefirewall.com, to get all our social medias. You can hit me up personally. I'm at RyRy Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy on LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, and Clubhouse. And Levon is Levon Maynard at Twitter. So definitely hit his account up as well. Stay safe, stay secure.